I want to thank you all for being here this morning. Most importantly, I work with a lot of public officials, but it's infrequent that you have the opportunity to have your friends on both your shoulders to support you in one of the biggest ventures I've ever embarked on in my entire life. I think many of you have written the story. I'm not a particularly effective soundbite kind of guy, so my policies are not necessarily effective in terms of the soundbites. I know it makes it much easier to read and write and talk about, but that's not going to be the nature of this campaign. There's three things I've talked about, and regardless of whether Dwight may support it one day and not support it another day, the same for the mayor, I want to keep stepping forward. There's three things I talked about. Education. Specifically, how we fund public education and what's derived from public education. We have to get results. We spend a lot of money on it, and unfortunately we're not getting what the parents deserve, and certainly what the children need. So those who may want to talk about me in one category or another, you're going to be challenged by that. I believe in a good public education. That means your neighborhood school, that may mean your charter school, it may mean your magnet school, it may mean your baccalaureate school, it may mean your home school, it may mean your video school, or it may mean a private or faith-based school. Those are your options supported by public dollars. And by the way, that's what the Constitution of Pennsylvania described. It didn't describe systems, it described support for a public process. And we need that. And we need it by a governor who tells you to you, as Dwight said, as it is. Secondly, we need to talk about cutting taxes in Pennsylvania. There has to be a Democrat who stands up and talks about it and does it. And while people will go and research every time I raise a tax, I'm sure they would. They may not print much about the times I've cut taxes, which I have, and I've done both, depending upon the economy. This economy deserves, these people unfortunately deserve, a person who understands their pocketbook. If your pocketbook's not growing, you can't afford to pay a decade more in terms of taxes. That's the reality of the situation. And so you need to have a governor who understands that spends practically, frugally, and considers the balance of additional revenues. That's why, ultimately, we're talking about a government who's going to figure out a way to cut property taxes and control spending. Also to cut corporate net income taxes and a variety of other business taxes. Lastly, we're here for a reason. It's all about the economy. For those people who want to run for governor and talk about we will cut our way out of these problems, we will reduce spending, we will cut the size of the legislature, you can do all that, you still will have deficits. And for those who are talking about I'm going to raise taxes and double them, you can't do that either. You have to grow a new economy in Pennsylvania. You have to hold on to those college graduates who are leaving Pennsylvania in droves and have them stay here. You have to graduate young people from public schools all across Pennsylvania, not just in Philadelphia County, Butler County, Erie County, Forest County, Luzerne County, the 12th poorest in the nation. You have to graduate young people from high school. 50% of them do not want to go on to college. They have to have a viable option in terms of where they make a real living. Unfortunately, it no longer will be mining. It will not be doing textile and manufacturing. It will not, in major part, be agriculture. What it will be, it'll be in math and science. And so you have to face that reality. Not everyone's going to go to college, but you can have a good public school system, or you can have a good public school, or a good school that provides the basis of computer science and math and science. You can have a good community college system, which will allow young people to graduate from high school, go to a place that teaches them the skills. And ultimately, a private sector industry, which is given the training dollars to support young people when they come out of high school, not totally prepared, but money that will allow them not to drain their revenues, but allow them to support that young person as they go forward in life and learn an additional skill. Those are three things I'm going to continue to talk about because I believe in them. Pennsylvania has its greatest days in front of it. We can change this economy. We can grow revenue to support our needs without cutting, slashing, burning, or raising taxes. I believe that. There's a vision for that. There's a plan for that. The endorsement of the mayor means a great deal because it speaks volumes about the situation of circumstances in which we find ourselves. Unfortunately, we reside in Philadelphia, in a city that I love, I grew up in, and far too many young people and youngsters, and by the way, middle-aged and old people, are equipped with illegal armaments. They are not fighting that fight by themselves. They deserve a governor who will not cut the illegal gun task force, but in fact, create one that covers the entire state. Pittsburgh needs it. Harrisburg needs it. York needs it. Scranton needs it. Altoona needs it. I can go on countless other places that have the same problem. This mayor has done more to provide some level of realistic safety in a city that's struggling to hold on to its soul. I'm greatly appreciative that he's taken the time to join me today to add his support. Dwight Evans, who is the flag bearer for Philadelphia County, and make no bones about it. If there was no Dwight, the mayor would not be sitting here smiling next to me today. We'd be running for cover. Dwight, on time and time and time again, has saved this city from fiscal ruin. And he also, which is not always noted, when we talk about education, we walked that plank together to face many, many people. And it's kind of funny, I listened to many of the candidates today talk about, I love charter schools. They should have loved them about, how many years ago? 10 years ago? You know, when we introduced the charter school legislation, I heard the same rhetoric. The same exact rhetoric. You're destroying the public school system. And, as a matter of fact, I think only 11 Democrats voted for the bill. Now I can't find enough Democrats to run to cut ribbons for it. Charter schools work, options work, alternatives work. They work globally. They have to work in this country, and they certainly have to start in Pennsylvania. It doesn't mean you undercut the public process. What it means is you encourage the public process. You fund the public process. You continue to increase it, but you have to fund it where it works, and parents have the right to make those decisions. Your zip code, your income, and your demographic background should not dictate where you find a quality education. Those three things I talk about, these two gentlemen behind me, when they ask what they're going to be asked to do, that's a lot more than they expect. But I'm so appreciative that they took the time to come out here to support my campaign. Obviously, we all know it has grown dramatically within a short period of time. I'm very proud of the work that my staff, the campaign staff, has done. They're incredible. We're going to be viable, we're going to be seen, we're going to have resources to go, not just in Philadelphia County, but across Pennsylvania. And we're going to take this message to all parts of Pennsylvania. I think there is a base of voters in the Democratic Party who want this choice, who want somebody who thinks about issues outside the box and can look at a record of not rhetoric but performance who does the same thing. Thank you for being here today, and we'll take questions.